All right, so what about your problems from 23 through 26? You are finding the slope of the line passing through the pair of points, graphing the points on the graph, and then connecting the 2 points. Can you do that?
Wait, what? So we're just putting the points in and then connecting the points?
Yes.
Okay.
So are you okay with those instructions? Then on 27 through 32, it says use the point on the line and the slope to find 3 additional points that are on the line. Can you do that?
Yes.
Thumbs up, thumbs down. So you don't need me, anybody? So graph the point, just count up. If you go up and right, if it's positive, or down and right, then you're going to be fine. Now, if your slope is 0, how far up do you go? 0 and right 1. Okay. You guys are so smart. All right. Looking at the next page. Point slope form. Now that you know what point slope form is, we are going to take problem number 34. And you're going to find an equation of the line that passes through the point with the indicated slope. I'm not going to have you sketch the line by hand, and you're not going to have to verify it in your calculator. If you want to, you can, but I'm not going to require that. Okay? So, what is the equation? What are you going to write? 1 is the only person that knows. Okay, so on 34, I've got, do you want me to start with X or Y? Okay, so Y minus what number? Point slope equals -3. X minus a -3, or you can put +3. And do know this is the slope number and this is the X number. And it turns out on that particular problem, they were the same number. So you would have been right anyway. So what about 38? Y minus a -8.5 equals
0.
Would you even put the?
Did you even finish it?
I would stop there because 0 times anything is, and you're done. Yeah, I would stop there because 0 times anything is 0. So you're good. All right, looking.
Parentheses around the negative number.
Do what?
You didn't put the parentheses around the negative y.
I didn't put the parentheses around the negative y. I did not. I left it minus a negative.
Is there a particular reason why you do that?
I didn't because I'm lazy. It's not necessary. I mean, you can. It's not wrong. You can also put a plus sign, and that's
Put 2 plus signs, 3 plus signs.
yeah, two plus signs, 3 plus signs. So it's fine. You're fine. All right. So here we go. 41. The average player salary in a Major League Baseball was $4.38 million in 2016, 4.47 million in 2017. Write a linear equation giving the average salary Y in terms of the year X. When you are writing an equation and you have 2 points given, how do you write the equation? What are your 2 points? Okay, so now we have to decide which values are the X's and which values are the Y's.
Salary y, years x.
Okay, so the years are going to be almost always. Time is independent. It's going to be the X value, almost always. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do 2016, 2017. In 2016, it was 4.38, and I'm going to put an M so that I won't forget that I'm talking about millions. Now, where do I go from there? How do I write the equation? Yeah, you need the slope. You need the change. Y minus Y. And does it matter which one is which? No, as long as you pick one is 0.1, the other is 0.2, you're fine. I'm going to do 17 minus 16, so 4.47 minus 4.38. And over here in my handy-dandy little calculator, I'm going to do 4.47 minus 4.38. And I messed up. Who said that? Felix. All right, so 4.47 minus 4.38 is 0.09. What is 0.09 over 1? 9%, yeah. So you can write it as a fraction. You can leave it as a slope. Now, that's in decimal form. Have we written the equation? What is the y-intercept? How do I find it? Now I know that this is my slope. How do I write the equation of the line? You've got 2 points and a slope. How do you write the equation of the line? At the very beginning, I gave you several equations. Which one do you want to use?
Could we do slope intercept?
You can.
Point slope. That would be easy.
Point slope would probably be easier, faster, because we have a point and a slope. If you found y equals mx plus b form, you would actually have to find b and then rewrite the whole problem. Both of them will work. One of them is an algebra 1 way, the other is an algebra 2 way. They're both mathematically fine, okay? Since you are used to y equals mx plus b, I'm going to do the y minus y m x minus x, okay? Y minus equals my slope x minus. Which point do you want me to use? 2017? Everybody okay with that?
Yes.
I mean, it really doesn't matter. 2017, I have 4.47 million minus 2017. In the instructions, it says solve for y. Did you guys catch that? In terms, y in terms of x means solve for y. Y in terms of x means solve for y. How do I solve for y? That's not a trick question. How do I solve for y?
Get y by itself.
How do I get y by itself?
Add 4.47 million.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and distribute the 0.09. 0.09x minus 2017 times 0.09 is 181.53. I'm going to add 4.47. 0.09x equals y. And there's my equation. I'm happy. Life is good.
Wait. You added to a negative number.
Mhm.
Shouldn't it have gone down? Oh,
Yes. I just added it.
it would be like.
If I have a negative 181 and I'm adding a positive to it, does the number go to a smaller negative number?
Yeah.
Okay, let me ask you a question. You owe $181.53 and you pay $4.47. Do you now owe $186? No. What happens? Should go down.
7.
Yeah, you should have paid off some of that debt, right? So this one is 177.06. Now, life is good, right? Except you flip the back of the book, you Google it, and they've got y equals 0.09x plus 294. And that's 2.94. What happened?
Is that how it is in the things?
Let's read it and see if we can figure it out. Average, there's my point. Write a linear equation given the salary in terms of y. Oh, look at that last line. Then use the question to predict the average salary in 2021. We're not finished.
Okay.
Just because we wrote the equation doesn't mean we're finished. Now what do I do? Yes, ma'am. Plug in the value. If you are in, and if you used 2017, you're plugging in 2021 and multiplying it times the 0.09. And I have a problem with math books that do this, by the way. So here's my answer. It's 4.83. So what do I write on my paper?
Is it y equals 4?
It is not y equals. Let's look at this. Okay, so here is my equations. I plug in 0.09, 2021 minus 177.06. I type that into my calculator and I get 4.83, which is y. Y equals that. But what is y in terms of? Is there a difference between $4.83 and $4 million and $4.83 million?
I would think so.
bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want 4 million. Like, I would be okay with if you want to drop me a $4 million ticket. Yeah, put that millions there. That's why I said at the beginning to put the M, because there's a big difference between 4.83 and 4 million. All right. You good with that? Okay. So make sure when you read the question, make sure that you actually finish answering all of it. Don't just stop at the equation. This book is not a one and done. Okay. Let's see. Determine the slope and the y-intercept. Let me stop this one because we're at